Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today, a Hazet Toolworks all the way from Amazon.de. A Jesus München Mädchen Zungenbrecher. Wieder Erbe Füllbar Sprühflasche. A smooth choocher. Refillable. Wow. Now, I've been looking for one of these high and low for reasons that will become readily apparent. I couldn't find the Jesus thing anywhere. So, while I got set to looking at the stubby impacts there, the Hazet, this come up on the Amazon and I had to buy her. So, here's what it is. It is a refillable. I'll just make sure there's nothing in there. Yeah, they can't ship pressure vessels. Anyway, it's a refillable spray container whose use will become readily apparent momentarily. Now, why you cannot buy these in stores in Canada, I have no idea, because if it works, it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Now, getting right into it, having a look at this interesting construction, how they manufactured this, as well as just overall very beefy. 15 at the thing, and then we'll zero that, and then the wall thickness, yeah, 2 millimeter wall thickness. That is beefy. And you see, guys will convert an old spray bottle into a refillable, which is I don't know if I like that idea myself, because it's not made to be refillable. You're getting into a pressure vessel. You know, it's 120 psi. Yeah, minimal damage if it does explode, but it's not made to be refilled. This is perfectly acceptable. 2 millimeter wall thickness. We see the construction on the outside. This has been CNC turned on a lathe. You see the real nice pattern there. But original construction would have been a big chunk of round stock, or a plate punched out into a round section and then drawn over progressive mandrels. A little bit aggressive here on the progressive drawing. We see some galling, and that might be part and parcel of the reason why the wall thickness is 2 millimeters thick, because they have to make up for that galling. They don't want any super weak sections. In the bottom here, beautiful example of a Schrader valve. Of course, we all know Schrader valves invented by keeping with the Teutonic tones. A German immigrant in New York City in the 1800s. I think this was patented in 1890, something like that, by a fellow that sold Goodyear tires and stuff, invented this. This is virtually unchanged since 1891. Virtually. I mean, just fucking incredible. Right off the hop, hit it, home run. It is a one-way check valve that allows filling, doesn't leak through. Again, it's called the Schrader valve. Also, that guy also sold the Garotip, which was the first type of photography readily available. Interesting method of photography. They take a sheet of metal and metallize it with silver, polish it right up proper, so a lot of handwork in there, and then expose it to mercury vapors in order to get the image to show through after they had clipped the shot. So here we have, that's it in all its beauty. So what happens now is, when you want to fill it with air, is you depress this guy, and that opens up the check valve on the other end. Now, there's a spring bias to make sure it closes, but also the effective area on the backside of this is being acted on by the air, which is, what's this rated for? 8 bar. 8 bar for you continental types is, times 14.7 is less than 120. So right around 100, between 120. Oh, fuck, fine. It's 117 point something, 0.3. 117.3 psi. Jesus, lost it. So that is the Schrader valve. You will see these. They are ubiquitous because they are so fucking good. They are in absolutely everything. And if you ever want to fuck with somebody that is parking in front of your place or pissing you off or whatever, all you got to do, don't slash the tires because you get in trouble for that. You just go up and you take your little Schrader valve tool and you give it a quarter turn on all 4 tires. And in about 6 hours, he is going to have a terrible, terrible day. Revenge is sweet, my friends. Best served ice cold. Okay, so having a look at this. Now, this big old clunker, this is actually not rolled threads. These were cut threads, and we can see they're cut threads on the lathe by the chatter. So that's not that great. That would gall up if we had a metal gland end, but we do not have a metal gland end. We have a plastic gland end, so shouldn't be a problem at all. And then this is the overpressure blowout valve. Now this thing will be safety rated, so it'll be able to take probably 500 psi, no problem. However, I wouldn't want to do that. And this will blow out too, probably at 8 bar or a little over 8 bar. You could mess around with the spring in there. I guess we'll take that out and see how that works. Here's the construction of the valve. We have the jam nut on the back side. We have a UHMW seal on the outside, which seals on this face here. And then we have a actuator plunger. It's got an O-ring on it to seal it up. A little adjustment nut. How convenient. And the adjustment nut, nice details on this. The adjustment nut is indexed so it fits inside that little die spring. And then that's all she is. Seats up against, oh, that looks like a quad ring, actually. Yeah, that is a quad ring. So instead of a round cross section, it's not truncated, but it's got, what would you call it? Rounded edges on a square cross section. All brass. Nice part. So what we can do now, since we've already messed up the adjustamente, is we can crank that up a bit to make sure we get more pressure. We could put more pressure in there. Of course, my compressor is only set for 125 anyway. So the other thing that does, in case you have a brain fart and you leave this on something hot, it prevents it from exploding. It'll blow out the gas out of here and reduce the pressure that way, rather than it's actually gasketed on both sides. My mistake. Okay, we got her back together. Rather elementary compared to some of the tools that we've taken apart. I'll get her pressurized here. Cool. Oh, might help if you give her some air. And I'll show you. We're at 100 psi. And that's it. Now there is no cover for this Schrader valve, so I would like to put a cover on it. All right, here's brass in your eye. Right on. Okay, well, the concept is there. I think the receptacle itself needs to be a bit bigger. I'm going to try something else, though. One thing I don't like is these rapid tap. You end up gobbing way too much on there. And I don't have a receptacle for the aluminum cutting fluid, the A9. So I'm going to try it in here and see how that goes. I'll just make it pretend like I'm going to drill some holes. Give her a little shot in the face. Oh, that's fucking great. You know what else that'd be really good for? Is those little squirt bottles. Let's see how far it squirts. Oh, that squirts good. I got the half can of her A9. We'll see how long she lasts. I'm not going to focus. Will she focus? It doesn't matter. I'll tell you when I'm done. And we're empty. Still going. Well, lots of chooch in that shots. The thing is now, you're only going to be able to use stuff that doesn't attack the O-ring. Come on, there you go. So that O-ring is nitrile rubber. Also, this plastic up here, so brake clean ain't gonna work for you. Chlorinated solvents, not gonna work for you. Gun wash, not gonna work for you. But stuff like WD, A9, you know, any kind of lubricating oil, it gets better. That is fucking brilliant. I see now why they split her half in two, so you can get in there and clean the crap out of it. What I'm going to end up using this for is just for blowing off the mill here. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice. Also, there's no affiliate link down below. Reasons.